Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is H.E.P, and it seems we'll have plenty of work tracking the Mycelium conflict as it revs up more and more over the many Hermits series. Last week we saw the rise of the mayoral side of the story with the H.E.P headquarters towering over the commercial district, and this time around it gets even more complicated as both sides recruit even more people and establish their presence over the server. Add to it Decked Out still in full swing, the road competition coming to an end, and Halloween on the horizon, and you've got yourself a whole lot of news for a Pixelriffs to go over. So let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with the Mycelium Resistance, who move into their new secret base proper, which turns out to be not as hidden as you'd hope because Stress Monster stumbles right into it.
Do you know what? There's actually not a... Oh my goodness!
I literally, I was up in the shopping
Oh
district.
no! Okay, right. So you're now an official Mycelium Resistance member. You have no choice because you found our secret.
Oh, this is so weird.
With no panic button to save him, Grian proceeds to assign roles to everyone but H.E.P. By that point, the Resistance had no idea he was actually in. They did recruit a legion of sheep though, in the hopes that these will eat all the grass on the island and allow Mycelium to grow over. Pretty fair, seeing as how H.E.P is utilising cows in the meantime. The Shroomy rebels still have the upper hand though, only a few of their names are known to the enemy, whereas all of the H.E.P was found out by name. All it took was landing on their meeting room during a briefing.
As you know, with anything beautiful, it is fragile, and we must maintain the beautiful green grass that can be found nowhere else in the world but here, where this mycelium menace is spreading, and we must stop it.
Was it false?
I thought I saw
false.
There it
we
is.
go.
Yep, false.
We got some info.
Do you think they heard us land?
Oh, definitely.
In any case, Grian has a new sugarcane farm and also implemented adventure loot boxes for the barge. You pay for the box, but all it has is eggs and a hint to where you'll find your next clue. The prize at the end is well worth the price of admission. These were already bought by BOO, False Symmetry, and Keralis, so check out their episodes.
I make new barge mystery boxes, I up the price, and I make them more insane.
While on the topic of solid business practices, we have to issue a correction concerning Azuma Void's respawn point manipulations. The shop he has opened is not at all a shop and just lends you the armor so you can go grab your stuff. The trick is you still have to put the armor you lent back on the shelves for the next unfortunate soul to pick up, which is a minor inconvenience, really. We apologise for misunderstanding last week, it's just hard to recognise altruism when most of the server is having a fight over a pile of diamonds.
Hermitcraft respawn kit. This is incredible. I'm gonna die so often.
To that point, he is already hard at work on the new minigame that requires a ton of observers, which is pretty much all we know about it. After all, the previous had already been won forever by Xbcrafted, who gets a nice chicken head for it, and a dare not to take it off until next time he dies.
You've got to wear it.
I'm the ultimate chicken.
Look at you. Oh man,
Oh, I
the
like
ultimate
it.
chicken.
Look at my wings.
After an AFK accident in the Red Zone store forces him to rebuild all his tools and armor, Xbcrafted is quite happy to collect the prize diamonds and bonus Poultryman mask from Azuma's chicken game. Ironically, XB later becomes a head himself, head of recruitment in the Mycelium Resistance.
The real me is here this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you were here.
Does speak.
He's a real boy.
Taking his new role in stride, he attempts to first recruit Keralis, who seems suspiciously interested in more info about the Mushroom Rebellion, and then H.E.P, who signposted his alignment with the Resistance by offering them free materials.
This is free to anybody who opposes the grass.
Dude, 61 torches? Sold.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
I know you're a part of the Resistance, good sir.
what are you talking about? What?
The pair of them mycelify Scar's greenhouse and Keralis' bookstore before XB goes to drop off the rest of the mushroom dirt at the Resistance HQ. Impulse SV embraces his new role as the Resistance's head of diversionary tactics. With the H.E.P on their tail, Impulse gets to work making secret entrances designed to throw people off the scent. The first is a redstone door concealed under the HWF wrestling ring, leading to a trap which drops the unsuspecting victim, in this case an inquisitive cub fan, into a pit filled with zombies.
Oh, yeah! Woo! It worked! Cub was slain by the Resistance.
The second phase of this deception is to recreate the Resistance HQ in its entirety, since it's already been featured in other Hermit's videos, and mislead anyone who finds it by putting up fake names of members and a fake mission board of fake missions. For Phase 3, Impulse continues to spread the idea that Mumbo is the leader of the resistance by literally putting words in his mouth, adapting the map art of Mumbo's face into a poster campaign for the anti-grass crew.
The message is out. Sorry, Mumbo. You've been found out.
All this mischief doesn't stop him from doing his good deed of the day, supplying Azuma's Did You Die project with free totems of undying. Mumbo himself remains blissfully unaware that he is now the poster child for the resistance, instead opting to challenge himself some more via the medium of chickens. With a few challenges taken care of, he returns to the shopping district to build a shop front for day passes to his industrial district, and comes up with an ingenious payment scheme. You can earn a pass if you come to AFK at the district on Mumbo's behalf instead of your own, presumably leaving Mumbo with more opportunities to catch up on Decked Out.
I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
Despite these shenanigans at Mumbo's expense, his own cunning tactics are paying off in real diamonds. Stress Monster is one of the first to find the Odia Enderpearl dispenser at her nether portal and promptly pays for the contraption to stay there. Although she's not too sure about his building next door, which ended up in an ocean biome and spawns mobs while she visits the district at night.
Oh my god, they're even inside? No way!
But Stress is no stranger to spooks and scares because she's still working hard on a haunted house minigame, which this week gets an unconventional signpost in the shopping district. The giant statue of Frankenstein's monster isn't just where you sign up for the game, it's also the prize. The winner receives a series of shulker boxes hidden around the statue, plus the blocks that were used to build it.
He is temporary, only for Halloween, so whoever wins our Halloween game will get to take Frankenstein's monster as a prezzy.
One surprise Stress wasn't prepared for was stumbling upon the Mycelium Resistance headquarters, where Grian gives her a quick induction and assigns her the role of spying on the other side. On the other side, we have BOO, who also discovers and pays for an Odia contraption before meeting up with Scar to discuss the disappearance of the Diamond Throne and a recent declaration of war. Realizing they need to rally people to their cause, B-Dubs sets out to recruit Tango and Keralis, although Keralis seems more interested in buying his Hemi mansion as a holiday home.
The piping's good. The piping's fine. The piping's really good. You know, there's a little draft. There's a little draft. You can feel that, I'm sure.
B-Dubs also drops off recruitment invitations at False, Cubfan, Impulse, Etho, and XB's bases, unknowingly inviting 2.5 revolutionaries to bat for the other team, before heading into Decked Out, where a disastrous run leads to him discovering Azuma's Did You Die facility and an unfortunately timed slime.
Totems in stock at the Emporium. Oh, okay, stop.
H.E.P is welcomed to the new base by the Mycelium Brethren, which is to say Xbcrafted, who was the one to finally properly recruit him after the guys spent so much time and effort on supporting the cause already. Their shenanigans, unfortunately, are noticed by Keralis, even if he doesn't think that much of it. Though Jevin made it pretty clear whose side he's on with the Mycelium donation patch that, by the way, Cub fans set up a hiding spot by just to spy on what kind of people will grab from it.
What is he up to?
Yep, there he is. I just looking. Those lucky resistors.
What the heck? Why is he wearing B-Dub's head?
I think he fell for it.
Zombie Cleo provides a handy rundown on everything she did to her and False's shared road project. And just as well, Joe Hills provides her a handy rundown on how Decked Out is meant to be played as she floats around in a spectator account. It's the least he could do after the messing up of her base that he executed, and no, not just the half rainbow from before. There's actually more, and it's comedically amazing. You see, now that she offered him an opportunity to build the second half of that rainbow, Joe decided to go all out for his friend and builds it much thicker and nicer, which of course means it just resulted in an awkward sort of high five in the middle.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to do, Joe. You're me. And just
Now I'm scared.
Yeah, it's exactly what I would have done if I were you.
Having long since sorted out the server's dog population, elected dog catcher Joe Hills turns his sights on this season's must-have pet, the Ravager. He name tags not one, but two of the rampaging beasts, even finding a splash potion so he could have the dubious honour of naming one without dying to it immediately afterward. With 2 Ravagers working for him, he amasses a small keyring's worth of decked out entry passes, although it soon becomes painfully clear that other folks have tags in play too. After trading with Etho to complete his first full set, Joe does him another favour by dying to Etho's beast. Vintage Beef has his eye on some different critters, managing to charge a couple of creepers in a thunderstorm and acquire some rare mob heads. He also adds to his supply of potential hats by picking up some pumpkins from Keralis between getting cornered by Ravagers in his brief trips to the decked out dungeon. Meanwhile, back at 3 Fox Hole, a cyberpunk townhouse is the latest addition to his ever-expanding cityscape.
Which is what I want. Like, I want it to look and feel claustrophobic. This doesn't work quite as well as I thought, but maybe I'll leave them up, I don't know. What we've done so far, looking good.
Hypnotized dives into natural building of sorts. With a little park segment with benches and greenery, his boardwalk base feels much more homely and fit for the tourists. Though Decked Out heeds its siren call, and Hypno comes back for a few run-ins with the Ravagers and a trade with Etho.
Okay, awesome. Loot Finder, Soul Seeker, Shiny Common. For those two, yep, I think we can definitely do a deal on that.
In other news, False Symmetry has promised her community an episode of nothing but Decked Out runs, which is a pretty entertaining romp to check out for fans of the dungeon. She also delivers herself to all the points of interest Grian has her running around to pick up the surprise box treasure from the barge, though her snooping ability will actually hurt him more than he wagered for, because she doesn't hesitate 1 second before joining the H.E.P.
No one's invited me to the Mycelium group, so... And I kinda like grass. Like, if I was gonna be the mayor, I did say that grass would be my go-to as well. She feel like I'm almost in like a job interview situation or something. Look at that.
Her experience with dealing with the environment is well illustrated too when she installs a water purifying facility at her base, where it pipes clean, or at least cleaner, water into her cyberpunk city. With the hype of Decked Out still pretty high, Tango Tech pulls a Fall Guys and throws a sizable update into the mix. The newest addition to the dungeon is a not-so-secret black market offering familiar prizes and more at a rate much different to the one at the entrance. The trick is that the door there lies deep within the dungeon itself, and reaching the sale will take quite a few hit points off your health on top of whatever you'll lose getting there.
But herein lies the challenge. You won't know what items are up for sale, so of course you won't know how many coins to bring with you into the dungeon, and obviously any coins you bring with you are highly endangered of being lost.
In addition to game-changing stuff like invisibility potions, Black Market provides a gambling machine powered by the Decked Out coins. Betting consumes a coin and results in a prize, or, most likely, in your danger level rising, which Keralis naturally tests out, and surprisingly gets away with the winnings, though H.E.P makes it clear that Tango's redstoning skills are needed somewhere else, and recruits him as the lead hacker man to break into the throne vault without a Kaguma.
Would you be interested in helping?
Oh, I am so in.
Are you?
So in.
Oh,
This sounds amazing.
Ouch!
Between Decked Out and Grian's adventure boxes, it's hard to imagine a more shifty thing for Keralis to spend diamonds on, but he still does, purchasing B00's half of the Goat Mansion, and only B00's half. Keralis even packs it all up and plops it back down at his base, open side to a building just to get rid of the draft. And then he still gets drafted by the H.E.P despite the best efforts of Xbcrafted.
Give me a few days to think about it, okay? And then I'm gonna come over to your clubhouse and tell you my decision. And whereabouts was that again? Because
it's over in that place, you know?
For the time being, Cubfan opts for a more subtle line of attack, propaganda cows. At every patch of Mycelium, he posts a renamed mushroom cow begging for this to end. But it's not all about swaying the public to their side, especially when most of the public has already signed up for the cause. To train the new recruits, Cub puts together a training area by the H.E.P HQ, in which the newbies are trained and evaluated in their grass placing skill, in the form of a minigame, because of course this is Cub we're talking about. Another nice touch is a Mycelium eradication chamber.
Right here, so I can just toss 1 in there, 2 in there, 3 in there, however many in there, and then we just simply hit this button. Voila! It's gone.
So while the Mycelium squabble sure is important, one must not lose sight of the things they have promised, and Mayor Good Times with Scar has promised the road builders a hefty prize for their efforts. Together with B00 and Jelly the Cat, the three of them go over the roads presented and score points for each based on how much they like it. Though the vote gets absolutely wildcarded because of course Jelly the Cat judges roads like a cat would, and so a road with a moving object will score much higher than one with too many laser pointers.
Tango and Impulse would be, well, first of all, she said, super fast wild run.
Oh, well,
3.
she does like her wild runs where she runs across the house like a wildcat, then sleeps for 3 hours.
Izuma and Cubfan win in the end, with their choice of the prizes being a favour from B-dubs sometime in the future. Of course, Scar still has to deal with a whole H.E.P meeting and extracting intel from his mysterious informant.
For more information, place another diamond block in the dispenser, concerned citizen. Okay, well, I didn't really learn anything that we didn't already know. Let's pay one more time, and this will be the last time, for some better information.
TFC returns to the server after a few weeks' absence, which naturally means he has a lot of junk mail piled up on the doormat. Once he's all caught up, he digs a shaft for an item elevator straight down to his branch mine, and builds a glass column up to a suspended platform where he begins to map out a storage system, then promptly turns his map 180 degrees when he realizes he built it the wrong way round.
This is just absolute genius on my part. An accurate, a correct filter system, and I built it backwards because the chest is on the wall side.
After some of his own mathematics, Iskall is closer than he thought to amassing enough leaves for his tree canopy project. In the meantime, he chooses to redecorate the alcoves of his tree trunk to better suit some villagers he wants to bring over from his starter base. This is a busy enough task that when Grian drops by to ask if he wants to join the Resistance, despite a few quick daydreams about what his role could be,
Mycelium man.
Iskall declines because making sure the villagers are happy, healthy, and willing to trade is the top priority, and now he also has a lot of leaves to place. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is XP, and my name is Pixelriffs. If you liked this video, you can check out Zloy, our video editor, doing more of exactly that as he tries to assemble a Minecraft intro for his own survival series. There may or may not be a green screen Shrek somewhere in there. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.